What's up? So, the Metallica has been out now for 3 days, and yeah, I've been living with it all weekend. And people, I really like this album. I really do. I think it's one of the best works the band has done since the '90s. I really, the more I listen to it, the more I really like it. I know a lot of people have been kind of harsh on it to a degree. A lot of people have been like, "Oh, band's washed up," and blah blah blah, and all this other shit that I've quite frankly heard for the past I don't know 5 months or however long Lexus Turn has been out. But I really think this album, as an album, I want to state that as an album, back to front is probably the best album they've put out since Load, and maybe even since Black Album. I don't know how far I want to like quote that, but I like it more than Hardwired personally. I think it's stronger musically. I think it has more of a coherent flow to it than Hardwired to Self Destruct did. Hardwired to Self Destruct is a damn good album. I want to say that first and foremost. I saw them on that tour twice, in 2017 and then 2019, when they did the indoor shows, which was a fucking blast, by the way. And the years that have went on since Hardwired has been out, really only a couple tracks really have stuck with me. Spit Out the Bone, which is one of my favorite Metallica songs ever made, and Am I Savage, Moth into Flame, which I think is the best single of uh, Hardwired to Self Destruct, and then Now That You're Dead, Now That We're Dead, and of course the title track, I think are the strongest songs on it. There's some really weak tracks now that we are fucking, what, 6 or 7 years now removed from Hardwired to Self Destruct. I feel like there's just some very weak tracks that I quite frankly never see myself going back to listen to. Specifically Atlas Rise, um, even Dream No More. Those songs are good, but like they're very like as a Metallica fan, I've since moved on from them. As a fan, they don't really they're out of my rotation. Let me put it to you like that. What songs fall out of the rotation of a band that I listen to? It's very rare that I pick them back up, and put them back in a playlist or in just my normal music rotation, because I listen to music constantly, um, at least 9 hours every day for work. So, which is a big part of what I've been living with this album literally for days now. So, actually, I took a break today. I had to force myself to take a break because I was like, I've lived with Metallica. I listened to Metallica all day Friday. Metallica was a huge day on Friday for me. I coined it Metallica Day, as the band themselves did, a bunch of other things. So, but yeah, I had to actually force myself to fucking listen to some other shit today, which was nice. It was a welcome break. But anyways, let's actually review this thing. So I'm going to go track by track and tell you what I think of each song. Title track 72 Seasons, I think is really, really, it's a damn good song. I I I like also another thing that I want to point out is that this is Metallica's first shot at like a concept, which uh I never saw Metallica doing. This is damn near a concept album in skeleton form, basically. At least with the songs, I feel it is. I feel like James really took the 72 seasons, the life meaning that he put into these songs, and really made a whole album out of it, which I think is fucking fantastic. It's some of the best lyrics I think James ever written, by the way. James is the fucking star of this album. I'm going to point that out. The rhythm work on this thing is fantastic. It has some of the best riffs I think this band has ever written. Um, there's some just tasty fucking shit on here. Like once it gets in your fucking brain, like it's hard to get out. Like there's definitely some riffs on here that are fucking just fantastic. Um, I will say that that's the strongest part of this album is James, and the guitar work is just some of the best I think James has ever done. It's definitely the strongest body of work I think he's done. God, again, I keep going to Black Album because, of course, Black Album, but it's some of the strongest work I think they've done since Black Album in terms of guitar. It really is just that damn good. So, but I really like 72 Seasons, which is the last single they put out. Um, yeah, it's a really cool opening track. I really like it. Shadows Follow. I I really really wish they would have just cut altogether. I don't like it. It's the only song on the album that I really don't like. It just doesn't vibe with me at all. I don't really like how it starts. I don't really like I just don't like it. Shadows Follow is definitely my least favorite song on the album. It will be the song that I don't listen to probably ever again, to be honest. Um, it's the only song on the album that like I said, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. Screaming Suicide, which I really, really dig. It was the second single they put out. And I really like the meaning behind the song. I really like uh, where the song went. You know, where it goes from the dun, dun, then this big guitar part, and then the build up part at the end is the best part of the song. I think it's the last minute and a half where James is this really big, this really high screaming suicide and just yeah, the last minute and a half of screaming suicide is fucking awesome. Sleepwalk My Life Away is one of the biggest standouts on the album, I think. The bass, by the way, Rob is really good on this album as well. The bass on Sleepwalk My Life Away is fucking awesome. I really like the drums in the first part of the song, and Sleepwalk is. I think it's going to be a big live song. I think Sleepwalk My Life Away is going to be definitely one of the songs that people talk about more when they get through the whole album and non-single stuff. Sleepwalk My Life Away is definitely one of the strongest songs on the album. Same with You Must Burn. I really like it's got this sludgy blues groove laden riff to it, and it's a fucking sick ass song. Um, I I love You Must Burn. It's in my top 3 on the album actually, so I really like You Must Burn. It's again, it's got this real sludge ass tone to it, which I really like. And then of course Lex Eterna, which is the staple thrash song that I guess Metallica is doing on every album now. I don't know what it is since Death Magnetic, but they're like, we must throw in a fucking 3-minute thrash banger on every new album. It was My Apocalypse on Death Magnetic, and of course the title track on Hardwired, and then Lex Eterna, which I love Lex Eterna. It's a fucking fun as shit fast song. In my opinion, some of the best drum work Lars does on the whole album is on Lex Eterna. So yeah, Lex Eterna, I think I've said it for the last couple weeks now. That's going to be the tour opener. They're going to open one of the nights with as Lex Eterna. That's just what they're going to do. It's the big song they've been playing on. They played it on Howard Stern. Played it on Jimmy Kimmel. They played a couple other places. So Lex Eterna is the big tour opener. It's going to be the thrash song they open with. Again, probably one of the nights with on almost every night of this tour, I bet. Crown of Barbed Wire, one of my favorites as well. I have kind of kinned it the sequel to King Nothing, which is what I feel like it kind of is in terms of lyrically, which I think is pretty cool. I really like Crown of Barbed Wire is really cool. I like the riff. I like the flow of the song. It's a nice 5-minute song, which there's not many of on this album. Um, I think it's tight enough, and it's got enough length, but it's not too long. It's not too short. Crown of Barbed Wire is really cool. Again, it's one of my favorite songs on the album. Chasing Lights is not bad. That's my other song on the album that I'm like, it's okay. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I don't hate it. The couple of times I have listened to it, I am satisfied with it. I think Chasing Lights okay. That's what I think. If Darkness Had a Sun is my second favorite song on the album and is my favorite single they put out. I really like how it misdirects you because it starts with this, and then there's this the rhythm part that James does in the opening. Fucking that's fucking it's one of my favorite guitar parts on the album. But I love If Darkness Had a Sun. It's got this really cool thrash fucking drum rhythm part. And I love If Darkness Had a Sun. It's my, like I said, it's my favorite single. It's the second favorite song on the album. So yeah, I really like If Darkness Had a Sun. Too Far Gone is the other shortest song on the album, and I think it's fairly well, pretty good. It's not too high on the list, but it's not too low on the list either. It's kind of in the middle with me. So I like Too Far Gone. Again, it's the other shortest song on the album. So that's I don't really have too many thoughts on that song. And then Room of Mirrors, which I think is a really cool lead into the last song. I really like the lyrics on Room of Mirrors, and I haven't listened to it a ton yet, so I don't really have a real concrete like this is my favorite part or anything. But I like it enough the times I've listened to it. So again, Room of Mirrors is pretty cool. And then the fucking last song, which blew me away Friday. So I threw the album on at work. So we get through everything else, and then it gets to Enamorada, and it starts with that bow, 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 and I was like, "What the fuck?" I literally had stopped what I was doing at work and was like, "What the shit is this?" And it's this sludge Sabbath fucking song, and I cannot get enough. And I know a lot of other people have talked about it. The longest song of their career by like a minute. But holy fuck, it's amazing. I wish they would have put another Inamorata on this album. I think I would fucking put this up with Black Album if they would have. It's my favorite song on the album. I've coined it as my Spit Out the Bone, which ironically was the last song on fucking Hardwired to Self Destruct. So maybe Metallica just likes really epic last songs. I don't fucking know. Which obviously they've always done with fucking like Outlaw Torn and Fixer, and of course the instrumentals on the first, on the second, third, and fourth album. Um, so I don't know what it is with Metallica and the last song on the album, but fuck me, do they ever make it a staple? Because wow, Inamorata is. I thought it was going to be an instrumental. Truth be told, I thought they was going to throw a curveball in there and give us an instrumental, which they haven't done since Death Magnetic, when I saw the length of it. But then I read a review, it was on Metal Injection or something, talking about, well, James is actually doing vocals for it. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I was just curious. I'm very curious. I wanted to jump to that song first, but I wanted to take the album as a whole. And now that I can just listen to whatever the fuck I want, that song has just became the. I've listened to it every day since the albums came out. It might go like that for a while, but the riff is a fucking. It's an earworm. It's got this tone to it, and I just can't get enough of it. And then the lyrics, I love the. It's kind of got a My Friend in Misery vibe, which I don't know if James is talking about his relationship with it. I don't know what James is talking about on Inamorata. I haven't actually watched the track by track talk about the band from the band yet, which I might do after this. I don't know if it's about him and his wife. I don't know what the song's actually about, but it's about him and a woman, basically, or about misery. And she needs me, and she loves me, and she hates me, and there's a song or there's a lyric in it that it gets me every time I actually. It's my favorite lyric passage in the song. It is. I'm going to read it right now. If my fucking computer worked, there we go. Hold on. I want to get it right because it's so good. It's my favorite. It's my favorite lyric I think on the album. So come on, computer. Fuck. I know I'm recording a video, but you don't have to be like deathly slow here. Come on. So in the song, he's setting the trap with the thread, and then James spits this line and is spinning the web, and I fucking every time he does the spin in the web part, I fucking just I'm in love. um, Misery, it's a epic fucking song, and I'm really glad they did it speed it up, and they kept it sludgy and stripped, and I really like the drum work on it. Lars's drum work on this album, I know a lot of people have been like, oh, it sucks, blah blah blah. But as a Lars fan, Lars is what made me play drums. I really like how stripped back it is on some songs, especially in Murata, because he's got a couple little double kick things he's doing on underneath some shit, and then I really like the end build up part. But man, he's got some sick ass licks with the fucking cymbals, and the snare hits on this song. I don't know what it is, are fucking amazing. I really like the tone he gets on they have for the song. It's so good. Um, and then they do this little break part in the middle where Lars is just doing uh, little hi hat break, and then Rob with the bass, and holy fuck, like that part is so good in the middle of the song, and then James is doing this real low crooning lyric passage that he does, and then they go into this build up where he's going, oh no, and holy fuck, it just takes off from there into the lead from Kirk, and just fuck. I could gush my head on Rada forever, but it's amazing. It's definitely, in my opinion, the biggest standout track from that isn't a single. And if I would recommend any song on this album, it's definitely the last one. I think Metallica fans are going to be pretty shocked by how good Inamorata is. And it's just God tier Metallica song for me. So I think 72 Seasons as a whole, pretty fucking good. I am kind of surprised how much I really like it. Um, and I like this path that they're on. And I don't know what's next for Metallica. I really don't. I know Lars has said he wants them to go 10 more years ish. We'll see. They're in a really good place. They have been for a while. Live, they've been killing it. Well, all 4 times I saw Metallica live, they were fucking amazing. So, I mean, every time I see them play, they're still playing pretty fucking good. They did the shit for Jimmy Kimmel this week. Band's still pretty damn tight. They don't sound like they're fucking phoning it in, or they're gonna hang it up anytime soon. And obviously they're gonna do a big fucking 2-year massive world tour here. So whatever's next for Metallica, I'm fucking excited. I'm gonna predict we're gonna get at least one more album. At least that's my hope. I would hope that when they're mid-60s here, they pop out one more album as kind of the end, and then call it the end. But as somebody who's been a Metallica fan for almost 20 years, and is kind of now seeing the end of the band as so to speak, it's going to be a cool ride, I think, because obviously Metallica is my favorite band. And I've been lucky enough to see him 4 times, and have kind of come to grips with I might never see him live again. At least not on this 72 Seasons tour. I'm not. Maybe if they do something a little smaller, a little more compact, a little bit not so fucking massive, I will go see him again. But I'm not a big fan of stadium shows. And I wasn't a fan of the way they priced tickets, and I just wasn't. It wasn't for me. I go to a lot of concerts. I go to a lot of music festivals, but when it comes to bigger shows like this, or whether it's Metallica or who the fuck ever, I kind of am not real big on it. So, as much as I love Metallica, obviously, I pretty much have got everything I want live for them, and even more so. This last, 2 years ago, which I can't believe it's almost 2 years ago now. But when we went and saw them at Louder in Life, that last night where they played the Black Album in full, me and my brother were second fucking row. I got a guitar pick and all this other shit. I got everything I wanted and more as a fan out of the band live. So if I see them again, cool. But if I don't, I'm not gonna be fucking oh whatever. But again, I'm not saying I'm never gonna see them live again, because I think I am. But not on this 2-year tour, I'm not. So it's gonna be probably another 2 years or so before I fucking even entertain going to go see them live again. But I will. If everybody that's going to the tour, have a blast. If you've never seen Metallica, you're gonna have a fucking good time, because they're one of the best live bands I've ever seen. So they put on an amazing show, fire, and it's Metallica. It's one of the best live shows ever. It's pretty fucking amazing. So, but as for me, I've seen every band on that fucking bill. By the way, too, I'm gonna see every band. I'm seeing Pantera twice this summer. So it's not like I'm not gonna see who they're touring with either. So I just wasn't a fan of the pricing, and I just kind of was like, I'm not gonna do this, but you know, whatever. But anyways, the album's amazing. So I'm really excited for the tour to start here in about another week or so. So I can't wait to see what they play off of this album. I'm sure. I would like to see them play everything off the album, which I know they were trying to do with Hardwired, and they didn't make it. They fell, I think, 3 songs short. They didn't play "Am I Savage," which I think was a big disappointment for me. I really like "Am I Savage." I think it's a hell of a song. Um, they didn't. What the fuck is the second to last song? I can't even remember. That's how forgettable it is. I gotta look. I don't even remember. Murder One might be the worst song on Hard Red Substract. So they didn't play Murder One or Am I Savage or is that it? Is that the only 2 songs they didn't play? Yeah, because they played Confusion and Man Unkind. So they played everything but Murder One and Am I Savage. Again, Murder One was never a fan of it, to be honest, and I always thought it was kind of just considering it was the song that was tribute to Lemmy, which is cool and everything. I was fucking underwhelmed to shit by it because I was expecting Motorhead Lemmy tribute to be in the vein of Motorhead, especially with Lars and shit. And I thought Murder One was kind of shit, honestly. So, but it is what it is. But yeah, I was disappointed we never got Am I Savage live. So, anyways, but I really hope they play everything off the new album live and shit. But I'm really excited for the tour that starts here in another week or so and see what all they fucking play and put on the YouTube. And it's going to be a fun summer, Metallica fan. They're going to put out a lot of shit. So I can't wait for that. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. So go pick up 72 Seasons. I'm still waiting on my fucking copy. I don't know what's going on with them mailing out vinyls, but I wish I wouldn't have fucking even bought the vinyl on their website now. Because I could have just picked it up at Walmart. I was at Walmart and they fucking had it. And I was just like, I could have just bought it here, but whatever. I'm still waiting on the website exclusive, which is the Black Smoke see through or whatever. So I'm still waiting on my copy to arrive. I'm Spotify it all week. I'm eventually gonna pick up the CD just to complete the CD collection and shit. But yeah, that's why I don't own it yet. I'm fucking still waiting on it to get here. So whatever. Anyways, I give the album 4.5 out of 5. It's other than them 2 songs that I'm not a big fan of, it's pretty fucking awesome. So definitely go pick it up. I don't know what people are. I know a lot of people are disappointed and whatever, but that's your opinion. This is my opinion. I think it's pretty fucking amazing. So for what it entails. So, anyways, there's my review for 72 Seasons. Whenever the hell I put up another video, I guess that's when you'll see me next. So thank you all for watching, and fuck yeah, horns up, deuces.